Hello, everybody. Um, just a little bit of late astrology report. I couldn't make it this weekend because of I was all with bandages and stuff. They removed it yesterday, so today I'm a little better. A few people asking about the energy stuff. Also, the energies are going nuts and crazy because of the lot of changes, a lot of things that goes on, not only here, but a lot of changes all over the place. So we're looking at the energy, the gravitations that goes on, and I also want to say thank you for everyone that kind of like say thank you, dear, for and they pray or give me some energy for better healing. I'm doing better right now. Just have a little issues with my eyes, but that's we're working on it right now. But to get back to the energy, what the energy is, what is going on, what was the processes that happened in the past 4 or 5 months, and what do we learn from it, and what are we going to learn more and more? The huge piled up of the three big planets in Capricorn, which is a major changes in Earth. Capricorn is the cardinal sign of the Earth, and that's where we go through so many changes. Um, I was talking to another astrologer, and we were monitoring the level of rising of the cases when the coronavirus began with the movement of Saturn. So when the Saturn moved into Aquarius, that was the time when everyone kind of like, okay, the cases come down, we can go ahead and start open up a little by little, little by little. Saturn turns retrograde and then moves back into Capricorn and is moving into a Capricorn. The cases goes in. Now the Saturn goes back to the place where everything started, and we see the cases rising up again. We haven't learned the lessons that Saturn wants to teach us, that we have to respect the earth. That is the whole case because toxic things cannot exist in the right environment. They only exist in a toxic environment. Um, Pluto senses in a Capricorn. He also look at the situations of what surrounding us. But what's going on right now, the major change there right now in Capricorn, that was a Jupiter. Jupiter who turned direct, moved up. We learn what we need to do, what do we need to change. Now it's the time to take the actions and to change it, to change something that goes on within the earth. A lot of the people who are into the 5D now, they see the urge to go back and perform this energy into to the 3D. There's gonna be some energy that it's moved in and out. There's gonna be a lot of energies that that things could be better, but they are not, and that can bring you a very special feeling of kind of like hard to describe, but that is the energy of the feeling like a little sadness of the things they're not as they could be. It's kind of like, I don't know, I can't find the right word for that feeling. You can't really describe it. If somebody can help me out with the right word, I will appreciate it. So this is what goes on in the past few months, briefly. But let's take a look at the sky, what's going on today. Um, I was looking into the charts, and um, as you see it, this is out of today. Yesterday there was no this communications between the feminine and the masculine. Uh, the things inside of the people begins to line up into the place, but also once you line up inside of you, they line up with your partner. Also, Venus is in Leo. This is the time when the queen has to rise up. The queen has to grow up. As you see, Mars is in Aries. He's still in the baby's case, but he's the warrior, right? In that position right here, the female is going to challenge the masculine to rise. And that's what the masculine needs. They need that masculine power, someone to challenge that. And the masculine evolve when it's challenging to rise up. But since Mars is in retrograde right now, it's to rise up in the soul. So if you feel challenged from your female side inside of you, you to rise up as a male, congratulations, you're in the right place, you're doing the right work, you're doing the right thing. If you're female and you challenge your male partner, and your male partner is listening to you, then the thing's gonna go better and increasing the power of the love that is just gonna go boiled up. The other thing is right now, Venus, it's got the finger of God that it's in Neptune and Pisces. That's me, that she looks into the soul and sees what it needs to be. But if you look at it right here, there is the other part of the finger of God. That is between Jupiter and Pluto. We're talking about, if you look at the center right now of all the energy that goes on right here, that is it right here in this Capricorn that we're talking about. On this point, that it says that those three planets in the past year or so, they've been going on so much and so much. Right now, in the moon even moves in on the next few days. We're going to see that this focus, this attention is going to be of this. What are we doing here on Earth? What are we changing? What are we going to look into it? How we can change the stuff here in the material world. I mean, it's so nice if you know all the spiritual stuff, but why do you know them? You know them so you can create a better world. You can change something in the physical plane of existence, not only to know the things from the spiritual perspective. So, the changes that goes on here on the female side that we're talking about Venus is that the growth and what it's surrounding us. Venus is realizing where the growth is and what's surrounding us and what it needs to be changed. What it needs to be changed? It needs to change itself. It needs to evolve in itself. And this is a very powerful timings right now for the female to take responsibility and evolve higher, to challenge not only herself, but to challenge even the masculine side or the partner that will be. The sun moved into a Libra, whoever is Libra, hi Libras. Um, you look at here the trine with Saturn. It's seeking the balance that needs to be maintained of what it needs to be learned. Saturn is the teacher. If you haven't learned something, you're going to learn it again. It's going to give you a second chance. That's what the retrogrades are. We are going to talking about when Saturn and Jupiter, they're going to entering together into the age of Aquarius, this fall. And as you see it, this energy of changing the things better into the material world, they're going to be turned on. They're going to be increasing. They're going to turn it on. A lot of you who in the past 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 years have been studying spirituality. All of a sudden, you're going to be feel disconnect from the spirituality, and you're going to be put into an actions. You're going to be put into a force that you have to go back into the 3D and learn the things. Learn the stuff that it's need to be. I will make some another video about specifically about the age of Aquarius. A little bit more, maybe today, maybe down the road. Still got some lots of more things that need to be look into it. But as far as the situations that goes on right now, is you're gonna be looking into this case of here, into the material world. As you see, tomorrow this energy is going to be continue to increase. It's going to be begin to more powerful. But as the Venus moves in, Venus is going to be learning from Saturn. Usually, the Venus-Saturn relationship, this is about using your intuition to understand what the teacher is telling you. This is usually the days where you learning on your own. You kind of like guessing something, and that guess becomes right. That is the power inside of you as a person. I'll decide to look at it. This is usually a very strong aspect. Those are for people who do jobs where they need to guessing a lot of stuff, like investigators or repairs or doctors or psychologists. They usually have something similar in their charts. But the energy tomorrow is going to be a very good because that finger of God from Saturn. As I see it, Saturn, he's like, no, no, masculine. You need to look at it, the soul, but the soul together with your feminine. You can't learn directly from me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you. You did a lot of mess. You did a lot of physical actions. You did a lot of damages. No, no, and no. But Saturn, it's teaching Venus. And Venus, it's helping Mars. And that is going to be the time of you to, first of all, on personal level, you to put yourself together. The second of all is to help your partner. The other thing here is as a masculine, if you're a male, don't be afraid to go to your female partner and ask them, hey, I need your help. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't see it. Help me out to see a view. Help me out to understand. That is the big problem of a lot of the relationships is at this moment, the masculine sees his pride and he doesn't communicate, even that he wants to. And this is the time that you have to go back in there and see what did you miss. That is the time when the king goes into the queen and is like, I don't see the answer for the question. She already knows the answer. That's why she's the queen. And that is the power of Venus and Leo. That is a huge power. Use it. The moon is going to be focused here closely to help the parts from Uranus. A very good moment you to go ahead and look at it, that it's not only about you, but it's everything. It's about everything that goes on in life, everything they're looking into it. Your visions. What is your dreams? What is your visions about the future? Do you have a visions how you can fix something? Do you react on those visions? Do you get into some place? Since the moon is in the Capricorn, actions will be required. And some of you will feel that they need to do something. Do it. Just go out there and do it. Don't allow the fear to allow you to stop not doing it. And this is why Jupiter, who is the growth, presents the growth. He is the doubler. If something comes up, it'll come up a lot. He's going to be the guy that is going to push for this positive moving forward to rebuild, to build right. On Friday, the moon, it's going to cross from Saturn and Pluto. It's going to be a lot of facing emotions, but it's going to engage this red triangle that is known in astrology as a T-square. what I'm talking about, it's a t-square, is if you point a line right here, it creates this t-square of 90 degrees, and those 90 degrees of it usually an aspects there with a lot of pressure, a lot of tensions. If you feel the pressure of the things that goes on, they're not good, they're not right. That is because of this. This is the pressure. This is the situation. This is the things that needs to be done. And communication problems. You probably lately and in the past 4 or 5 days, you begin to feel there's something's going on with the communications. It's not like before. It's not was like the last month. It's not like that is because of Mercury. Mercury is right here opposing Mars. And that's why Mars will feel like I don't want to talk to anybody. I need to isolate myself to go ahead because see, nobody wants to teach you, nobody wants to talk to me. I have only the female here, and it goes on. As you pay attention right here, there is no any more finger of God. That means that Venus is gonna go ahead and finally gets its own visions. She already got enough of the visions that she needs to get to do the job. And if you look at here, the connection with Saturn, it's going to continue to go on and continue to help to teach Venus to be the queen. As Saturday comes in, as you see, the energy is changing. Right now, the moon is in Aquarius. It's trying the it's trying the sun, and it's a very good position of you to go ahead and expressing your emotions about love. Let me remind you that Libra, it's about love and the relationship. This is where the Venus is supposed to be of it, but on that Saturday, be careful with this. Don't go against the universe. Anything that you goes against the universe is never good. Focus on you to look at that rebellion part of side of you when the moon is in Aquarius is what you should have to change for good. What you have to let it go, and that doesn't work anymore. You don't see a benefits out of it. But look at it, what are you going to improve? Let me remind you that Aquarius, it's all about innovations. It's about to create new things that will serve for better. Otherwise, you see here, this learning process is gonna be hard. It's gonna increase more and more for Venus, and that energy, this communications here inside of you in communications with your partner will be a very critical because this is the time to grow. See, you don't grow in the good times. The growth never comes in from the good times. The growth comes in at the bad times to see and to learn how strong you are. So this is why if you have a relationship problems right now, this is because you are evolving. You are overgrow the things that you never growed it before. And as Sunday comes in, the moon is going to oppose Venus. This is going to be a test time. I mean, a test time that you really, really learn. Are you ready to perform? Somehow, some way, you are going to be challenged. In some way or reason, you're going to see what it's you're learning from. Would you perform? Would you go ahead and perform? Of course, this learning is going to be continue going on. This is a very precious moment. Please don't abuse them. Use them. And as the Mercury moves in into Scorpio, it's going to begin to have this opposition here with Uranus. And usually that is the time when a lot of the people focus on the energy and they speaking stuff that they don't mean it. Be careful with this energy of Mercury. Be careful, you might hurt someone even if you don't realize for it. Continue improving yourself, trust your visions, because the visions right now, we have this 5 retrogrades. We remind you that the retrogrades come back so we can relearn the things that we missed, and then they move forward so we can go ahead and perform of what we learn. That's how it goes. That's how life goes. If you made a mistake and you don't learn from the mistakes repeat, and then again you learn it again. And that's why it's the magical circle of learning. Once you learn, guess what? The situation doesn't come in anymore. So with this, I'm going to leave you with the energy report. I hope you guys got something out of it for you, something you can apply into your own life. We are going to be talking about, you will see, a lot of the people is going to begin to feel this pressure of Jupiter to change something in the material world. This is going to be turning on as more and more he moves towards Aquarius. This pressure, this energy of you to do something in the material world is going to increase. Some of you may have to face their own old self. Someone have to face their old parts of themselves. But they have to face them so they can go ahead and evolve as what they learn. They have to perform as a new person into a 3D. But this we're going to be talking more about in the next video. So thank you so much, guys. Be love.